Welcome.
And off we go from Denver. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. Bringing them out is the 12th-year pro seeking a return to Pro Bowl form, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
In motion goes Patrick. Here's Wilson to throw right away. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. Nifty move. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there was no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On 2nd down, Williams. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Fights through and now a crease. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
He's going to go up top again. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tim Patrick, 30 yards. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game. Then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Lutz with the extra point. And that makes makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Patriots now on offense. And they're brought out by just the second Western Kentucky alum to start a game at QB in the NFL. In his second season, Bailey Zappi.
And he's a young man who's always believed in his talents. Didn't have many offers out of high school, ended up at Houston Baptist and put up monster numbers. Decided to take the next step and go to Western Kentucky, and he did it again. Set NCAA records for passing touchdowns and passing yards in a single season. Now the big jump to the NFL. This guy's like a very skilled point guard. Knows how to deal and put the ball in the proper place with every throw.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, Zappi. They set up the screen for Stevenson. And Stevenson's going to have a Patriots first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has a great priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams, we shine the spotlight on him. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Here's Wilson. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now it's Wilson. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. And on the way home for the Broncos score. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Lots of look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime the ball standing in the middle of the field is popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch, no matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
Well, the goal is to get back into this game. The offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Pulled in at the 24. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And starting on that road, and the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Play action. It's Wilson. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he's got a 1st down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
2nd and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And some space here. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They run it again with Williams. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They give it to Williams, running right. A nice little juke. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that?
And Williams is in for a Denver touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos take a 3-touchdown lead.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we're running here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. New England's offense set to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And Zappi to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Zappi on 3rd down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Aaron Browning drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their... They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here's Bryce Behringer now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down. Is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 65 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. Play for big yardage.
Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Did he get the feet down? Yes. Touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, the Broncos got some strong play from their veteran quarterback, Russell Wilson. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters, as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
So the Patriots going to take over here to start quarter number 3. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Just more frustration here offensively, and you can see it in their play and now in their body language. You know they were hoping to put a drive together to begin this third quarter, but it's just not clicking right now. And it's going to be a quick call to the punt team.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. Stays on his feet. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
The partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look
to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out? But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously, a lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
And now Zappi.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
But down this big, we know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on the excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into their lead. A big-time play by those guys on that side of the ball.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver. And they'll bring Judy in motion right. They'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They go play action now. Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down.
He completes this to Sutton. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. This play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And they move this all the way down to the... Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in the 2nd half. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. There's Wilson to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. Now Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy.
A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Zappi.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
134 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Williams. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A give left side for P. Ryan.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Samaje Perine, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos extend their lead yet again. Oh, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, You could just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
What's good on the extra point? And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
The offense on third down, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Let's take it inside his own 40. And now off to the races down the right side. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they can run this score up even further as they begin this drive with a 1st and goal and that huge lead. Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. New England trying to get to place on offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Zampi. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
Zappi looking to throw it on first down.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, this one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid really the whole He's got it at the 15. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Illegal forward pass, offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field.
Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some joke?
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Javonte Williams. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
CD, it'll go to the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the fourth quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, there's really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
Wants to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. It's coming out now.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter, but do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Peace.
Thanks for watching. Like, thumbs up, comment.